Hey everybody, welcome to the Huntington Woods Library Do Something series. Today we're making friendship bracelets in 3 different ways, an easy one, a medium one, and kind of a harder one. Here's our first bracelet. It's a pretty easy one and we're just going to use yarn for this one. So choose 3 colors of yarn. For this one I chose white, orange, and green. Take your 3 strands and tie a knot in them. And when you tie your knot, you want to leave a little bit of a tail at the end so you've got something to work with. Then you're going to need to secure your bracelet somehow. You can use a clipboard like I did, or you can tape it to something, or sometimes I've even safety pinned them to the knee of my jeans. All right, divide or separate your 3 strands of yarn. There we go. And then we're going to braid the 3 strands to make this bracelet. So if you don't know how to braid, it's not as hard as you might think. You've got your 3 strands and you're going to move the strand on the right over to the middle, move the strand on the left over to the middle, move the strand on the right over to the middle, and you just keep going. Okay, so now it's going to be kind of loose, and you can decide, maybe you like it kind of a looser braid, or maybe you want it a little bit tighter. So if you want a little bit tighter braid, then you just kind of work it a little bit closer to the braid, like I am here. And play around with it. You'll get better at braiding after a little bit of practice, and then you'll be able to do it exactly the way you like. And the nice thing about this friendship bracelet is that it's really quick to make. You can make one of these in about 5 minutes. All right, so I used plastic canvas yarn, and I did that just to show you that you can make friendship bracelets out of just about anything. We used yarn for the first one, and we're using cord for this one. All right, so for this one, you just need 2, and you're going to make a nice long length and cut it off. I made mine a little bit too short. It'll work out okay in the end, but make sure you give yourself enough length. All right, just like the first one, you're going to tie a knot and leave yourself a little bit of a tail. Then secure it however you like, if you've got the clipboard or tape or a safety pin, whatever works best for you. All right, so to make this one, we're going to be tying knots, just like the first step of tying your shoes. Okay, so you make that loop, come around underneath, pull your string up to the top. Okay, in the beginning of this one, I'm using the purple string as the anchor string, and all that means is that I'm pulling it tight and leaving it straight down, and I'm tying the knots with the green string. Okay, so purple's your anchor, green is your knot string. And keep going, and you can do all one color for your bracelet, or you can switch your anchor string and your knot string.
Okay. Well, you can.
I'm gonna do one more
any size
green
that
knot,
works, and just
and now I'm
move it
gonna
around if you
switch.
need
Okay,
to.
so now the green string is the anchor string, and we're tying knots
No,
with
I'm
the
working
purple.
right now, honey. I'm sorry.
Okay, and at this point, you should pretty much have the hang of it, and you'll see it's really, really easy once you get going on this one. And this one you can do pretty quickly too. Maybe not quite as fast as the braided bracelet, but really you can make one of these in maybe 10 or 15 minutes. All right, so I've got all the purple. I tried to make them about the same length so that each section was the same, but you can do it however you want. All right, so get it all done, tie a knot in the end just like the beginning, and then put it on and you can wear it. Very cute, very pretty. It looks fancier than it is. All right, our third bracelet is the most difficult, but really it's not that hard. For this one, I'm just using embroidery floss. And I've got 3 colors. Got the orange, the pink, and the purple. Okay, and you're going to need 6 strands for this friendship bracelet. Sorry, I kind of disappeared there. Okay, so pull out a nice long amount and then double it so that you end up with 2 orange, 2 pink, 2 purple, or 2 of each color that you're using. Just like the other 2, gather them up, tie a knot, and leave yourself a nice long tail. You've got something to work with. Okay? Secure it however works best for you. Struggling a little bit there. We all do. All right, here we go. Now we're ready. This one just takes a little bit of organization to get started, and then you'll see it's not so tough. All right, so for this one, we're just going to be tying knots like we did in the last friendship bracelet, but we're going to be making rows of knots. And so you've got to spread your strands out so you don't get muddled and confused. All right, so I'm going to start with purple. So I've got my purple up there on the left. You're going to do the same kind of knot that you did in the last bracelet. Okay, you've got your anchor string, which is that purple one, and you're tying a knot with the other purple. Now you move over to the right, and that first orange one is going to be your anchor string that you tie a knot around. Then you move to the next anchor string, which is the second orange. And your next anchor string is going to be a pink. Getting started is the hardest part. It gets significantly easier after this first row. Okay, and then your last anchor string is that last pink. And now you can see that first purple string, which we used for the knot, is all the way over to the right. Okay, so now you go back to the left side again, and you're going to do another row of purple using that second purple string. Okay, so the first orange string is going to be your anchor. Anchor, you make a purple knot, slide it up to the top, then you move to your next anchor, which is the orange, slide it up to the top. Your next anchor is the first pink string, slide your knot up to the top. Your next anchor string is that pink one, the second pink, tie your purple knot, slide it up to the top, and now you're all the way back over to the right, and you're going to do your last knot for this row on that first purple. So now that first purple is your anchor string, and you've got a whole row of purple. You got 2 whole rows of purple. See up close? Whoops! There you go. That's kind of what it looks like. It's a little bit out of focus, but I think you get the idea. Okay, keep going. Now we're going to make 2 rows of orange. So you go back over to the left side, grab that first orange string, and you're going to use that second orange string as the anchor. First one makes the knots. Okay. Move to your next anchor string, which is pink. Tie your knot. Anchor string, which is pink. Tie your knot. Your next anchor string is purple. Slide your knot up there. Oh, my kitty's getting involved. You saw our little paw there. All right, and your last anchor string is that second purple. Slide your knot up, and you should have 1 row of orange. Okay, kitty is still helping. Go back over to the left side, and you're going to do your second row of orange. Hey, kitty. Her name is Daphne. She is a whole lot of trouble, but she's very cute. Thank goodness. Okay, so here we go. Orange string is your anchor, and your other orange string is tying the knots. Okay? All right, so pink anchor. All right, bye, kitty. We can't see. All right, purple anchor, orange knot. Purple anchor, orange knot. Whew. All right, and then orange anchor, orange knot. Okay, and both of your orange strings are moved over to the right now, which means that you have 2 rows of orange. You've got 2 rows of purple and 2 rows of orange. And that's kind of what it looks like. Okay, then you move back to the left and do your 2 rows of pink. Here we go. And you just keep going. This friendship bracelet takes a lot longer. This one took me a couple of hours to finish. And so you just have to be patient. The good news is we have lots and lots of time right now to work on friendship bracelets. All right, so through the magic of YouTube, there is my finished bracelet. And the cool thing about this one is it coils up. So you've got your rows of color, plus it's all coiled up. All right, so then you tie a knot in the end, just like you did for the beginning. You want to leave a little bit of a tail, but there we go, get that knot nice and tight. All right, but you can cut off the extra if you have any. Oh, and there you go. And just like the others, you can tie this around your wrist in a knot. Okay, so if you were paying attention, at the very beginning, I showed you pictures of the bracelets and they had beads. So I'm going to show you now an easy way to put the bracelets on with a bead so that you don't have to tie a knot. All right, so take a bead and slide your two ends of one of the bracelet through the bead. Slide the bead on there. Okay? Then wrap your bracelet around just like you're going to put it on. Okay, so you make a circle. Now, you're going to slide the other end of the bracelet back through the bead, but the opposite direction. Okay? Here we go. So slide it through there. Sometimes it is a little bit tricky. It's hard to get that to go through there. Sometimes it doesn't want to. But we'll address that problem in just a minute. All right. Pull it through. So now you've got the ends sticking out in both directions. Okay? And that bead will stop you from having to tie a knot in it. Okay? All right. With this second one, I'm going to show you how to handle the problem of not being able to get the ends through the bead. All right. So we're going to put aglets on the ends of our bracelet. And an aglet is what's on the end of a shoelace. And we're going to make aglets for our bracelets out of tape. It can be any kind of tape. I used blue painter's tape, but you can use Scotch tape, masking tape, whatever you have. All right, so you're going to put an aglet on both ends of your bracelet. Make your aglet nice and tight so that it will easily slide through the bead. Okay? I'm using a green bead for this one. See how easily it slips right through there? Okay, so put it in one direction, put the other end through in the opposite direction, and voila. There you go. You've got your bead on there and an easy way to put the bracelet on and keep it tight without having to tie a knot. All right. So here's another trick. If you tie a knot in the end of your tail, and actually if you make two knots, a double knot, you got a nice big knot, that will keep the ends of your tail from slipping back through the bead. On the other bracelet we did first, I didn't leave enough room. And that's when we were making it, I said I should have cut it a little bit longer, and that's why. So as long as you've got enough length, you can tie a knot, a double knot, in the end of your tail, and that just gives you a little bit of insurance so that your tail doesn't slip back through the bead. All right, so there's your knot in the other side. Okay. And then you can cut off your aglets. Don't need those anymore. Okay. And then you can put your bracelet on. Pull the ends tight. Oops, sorry, I kind of lost the frame there. All right, and that bead will keep your bracelet on and nice and tight without having to tie a knot in it. All right, so there are our 3 types of friendship bracelets. If you end up making one, send me a picture. See you later.